It's showtime, guys. How are we all doing? Hope you had an amazing weekend. Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz are here to discuss there's so much going on right now. There's stuff I didn't even know about. I've been sat here reading some of these comments. I didn't even know some of this stuff. I was like, we've had Britons, we've had Arnold's, we've got news about World's Strongest Man, Europe's Strongest Man. There's the fight with Eddie and Thor happening this week. And apparently, Mr. Oberst is talking about me again. He must lose quite a bit of sleep these days talking about me.
It's weird because we talk about Strongman every day, but we literally never think about him. It's quite funny. But
anyway, guys, we hope you are all doing amazing. Hope you've had a brilliant weekend. We've been busy.
Oh, I'm so tired. I'm not complaining, but
no,
yeah.
We're definitely not complaining. Liz, you change your hair more often than he changes his underpants.
Thanks. I think it's just
she just sort of makes up for both of our hair. Like mine just stays the same.
I think I found the perfect color in this. What do you guys think? It's a balayage, so it's like dark into light. So I get the best of both worlds.
Do you guys like Auntie Liz's hair? She wants to know.
Yay,
give us some love. Right. What's happening? Let's have a quick look at some of these comments.
Let's just look at the most important comments. Oh, how did that get there? Oh, right. Let's talk about this. Have you guys seen the video of Thor and Eddie? Eddie spat over everyone.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting, to be honest. I'm not a fan of people spitting.
Do you know what? There's a lot of people, where they acting this, that. Eddie's rage is real. I don't think Thor hates Eddie nearly half as much as Eddie hates Thor. I think he genuinely wants him dead.
I think Thor's he's a competitor. He said a few stupid things in the past that, honestly, I've been in so many competitions where athletes say stupid stuff when it's the heat of the moment and we're disappointed in our performance. We're probably trying to look for some kind of excuse. We say something stupid and then the next day you get over it. And Eddie's just kind of jumped on it. I personally think they're both incredible athletes. Two of the best strongmen of the modern era.
I think
two of the absolute statically strongest men we've ever seen.
Both almost pioneers in their own rights. Eddie with his 500 kilos, there was like a boundary no one thought was going to be broken at that time. And Thor went through a phase where he just won absolutely everything. I hope this doesn't ruin their legacy in Strongman.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to be involved in this, and
is it or is it scary? Because I'm quite scared. I'll be slapping someone if I get spat at.
Auntie Liz won't take any of that
nonsense.
No, but it's going to be an interesting week, I think, leading up to the fight. I don't really want to call it a boxing match. I think they're both determined athletes. They've been training very, very hard. And hopefully, this is what I honestly want. People keep asking me, who do you want to win? What do I think will happen? I don't honestly know. They both train very hard. They're both great athletes. You want a good, clean fight? You're not going to get it. What I want to see is at the end of this, they shake hands and it's done. And you go and get on with your careers. You both got so much potential with things that you're able to do. Let's get it done. I don't want to see a rematch. No. I want to see it done.
Too tired for a rematch.
Yeah. I want to see them go on and do great things in other areas. I mean, Thor looks like he wants to continue boxing. Eddie's got film opportunities. They've got families to think about. It's amazing. I think the big issue with them both, two of the greatest strongmen, very similar age, very similar in terms of the 500 kilo deadlift, the way they're mentally prepare for things, and they just clash a bit.
Yeah,
it's like
they're similar in a lot of ways in terms of their sort of determination and their their drive. I've never.
Whatever anyone thinks of either of them, you have to respect them both for the determination to be the best.
But personality-wise, they are very different people.
Very different, yeah.
And I can see why one wouldn't like the other, and vice versa.
They're just not.
No. Zane, thank you, Zane, for your super chat. If Eddie didn't win in 2017, how long do you think his body would have held up for? would he have been able to put up a fight in 2018? Well, he did win Britain's Strongest Man in 2018. That was his last competition. I think he still would have been fine for Worlds.
I think, you know, he would have been able to push for another year or two, but that would have been it. You know, Eddie was willing to do whatever it would take.
Yeah.
And I think just mentally that would start to take its toll, never mind physically. You know, I actually think this fight is probably taking its toll on him and his family, because it's just all-consuming.
Yeah.
I think they'll both sides. I think Thor's family and Eddie's family will be relieved when it's over.
Well, we spoke to Kelsey, didn't we? Yeah. And she was like, I said, "Oh, are you looking forward to it being over?" And she was like, "God, yes, it's been 2 years of my life."
Yeah.
I can like.
I should imagine both families.
Alex will
like
feel
that.
the same, no doubt. Yeah. All right.
Liz's hair looks good. There you go.
Thank you. Someone said blonde Liz was prime Liz. Well, blonde is my natural hair color, so it probably suits me the best. Someone like black haired Liz. How is it? In the last 3 months, I've had every hair color apart from like.
You're going to be red next.
I've never been a fan of. Well, I think red hair can look really nice. I just don't think it's for me, to be honest. You know, I think when I was a teenager, everyone dyed their hair red, and I think that put me off. Right. Lozzie, there's a reason I'm in control of this. Okay. Thank you so much. Don't worry, it's here. Here we go. The next one. Alex, thank you so much, Alex. What's your opinion on sumo deadlift and powerlifting, or as an exercise in general? One for you, Lozzie.
Yeah, sumo deadlift is... I'm not a fan of sumo for myself because it doesn't suit the way I lift. And it's not allowed in Strongman, so I tend not to use it that often in Strongman with clients, but I do sometimes use it as an assistance exercise. It's really good for building glute strength. And if it suits your build and you're going to be a powerlifter, then absolutely use it. Don't sort of jump straight into doing sumo just for the sake of seeing other people do it. Get a coach and figure out what's the best way for you to lift the most effectively. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing powerlifting, you want the biggest total you can get. If you can get a bigger deadlift pulling sumo, then it makes sense to pull sumo. If you pull more weight conventionally, then it makes sense to pull conventionally. I train a few powerlifters that do sumo deadlifts. And I don't sumo deadlift myself, but for them it works, and it's the correct thing for us to do. So no issues there. If it's in the rules and you can do it, do it.
There we go. And Ben,
I think you missed one. That's why I was clicking on that.
No, that's the first one.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
it's okay. Actually, that's an upcoming one. But don't worry, everything's under control. Okay. So Ben, thank you for the super chat. Just imagine if Thor and Eddie came back to Strongman.
Well, I've said many times I'd love to see that, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll see it. I mean, Eddie's been named as the captain for Team UK in the competition in Liverpool at the end of the year, which will be a fun competition.
So he's going to be doing.
He's going to be doing something.
Events, yeah.
I can tell you now, he's not going to be doing a full competition.
No,
but he will be doing.
Will be, though,
no, it's going to be like a mixed team comp with athletes doing 1 or 2 events, I think.
Yeah.
So a little bit more doable for us guys that are past it, and we're only good at 1 event apparently.
Oh yeah, exactly. Which one? Which one event were you good at? Was it your squat? I don't
know. I wasn't very.
Your car walk.
Well, that was pretty crap.
Yeah.
My grip was pretty rubbish.
Farmers?
Yeah, they were bad as well.
Deadlift? I don't know.
I even had a world record on pressing at one point, so I wasn't even that bad at axle. But you know,
you're still shit.
I know. It's okay. We're okay with it.
Oh God, how gross would this be? Hold on. Loz versus Ober Sumo.
Yeah, I don't think anyone needs to see that.
Hairy asses in a thong. Where would Shaw have placed it? This year's Arnold's. Thank you for the super chat. Where do you think?
I don't know. I don't really like. It's a fun thing to think about where athletes would place. Like, I actually thought about where someone like maybe a prime Eddie would have done on squat and log, or as a Thor, or even like a Graham Hicks if he was in shape, because like the events were good for someone like that. I Shaw didn't come into my head for some reason, but he's such a good all-round athlete. You'd expect him to do well with great experience at the Arnold's.
Let's give him some points. What do we think?
So squat, I don't think he wins the squat. I think he'll be maybe
mid to high.
No, he'd be high placed. I think the top 3 guys would have beaten him.
Yeah, and maybe he'd be 4th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Dumbbell, he's pretty
7
solid
points.
at. I think he could have been 2nd on the dumbbell.
Okay, 9 points.
So then what did we have with the frame carry? He's not amazing at the frame, but he's not bad.
Mid pack.
Yeah, probably higher mid pack. I think Shaw would have probably been top 3. I do. I think he's got that experience, the Arnold's, that consistency. Log, he might have dropped a few points. What else was there? That was it, wasn't it? What 5 events? What event am I missing? Squat, dumbbell, log. Yeah.
Frame and the stone to shoulder.
Yeah, the stone to shoulder. He would have done probably top 3 on.
There you go. Oh, Colorado, awesome sauce. What are you saying? Pretty sure the contract was for 2 fights. Don't say that. We're all trying to have a chill evening here. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Thank you very much, Dylan.
Hey, guys, go and like the stream. I was going to say something else that I'm supposed to say, but I'm so bad at telling people what to do with all this YouTube stuff.
What's this comment here? Frederick, thank you so much for the super chat. So happy to meet both of you at the Arnold's. Got a pic with Loz, but Liz was camera shy.
Lizzie.
No, I've never turned down a pic. Oh, maybe I just wasn't there. I don't know.
You did have a lot of photos taken. You did, yeah.
It's really hard when you can't control those pictures yourself, and like it seems like a weird thing to say. Can I check it?
if anyone's taking pictures with Liz, can you just please like edit them to make her look better?
How dare you? No, I just want to check them.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I just want to check, like, because the problem is when you take a lot of photos in one day, you know what happens? Your smile starts like moving. I look like a Picasso painting by the end of the day. But it was lovely to meet you too, Frederick.
Do you want to answer that one?
What's this? Eddie, captain of what? Question from Dwayne.
Do you want to answer that one? You know,
yeah, sure. So there's a team competition, USA versus UK, that's happening in November, a Giants Live competition, and Eddie is going to be the captain of Team UK, and Obers is going to be the captain of Team USA. So it's going to be mixed groups. So we could see different weight classes. I know they're planning on getting the women involved as well. So
it sounds like a really fun competition.
Yeah, it's not like a serious thing. There's no titles involved or anything. It's
well, it'll be serious. This is UK versus the USA,
and potentially OB versus Loz. So actually, it could be bloody murder, just to be very British. But we will see. We will see. Bold Liz to match Loz. No one wants to see that. I've got Loz always says when I've had a shower or something, my hair suddenly like shrinks by about 5 inches, and he says I look like a dog that got wet because suddenly I've got a tiny head. And not having hair at all would expose my very small head. Okay. Loz has pointed out a question he'd like to address. We have Glenn Ross on Talking Strongman. It could be an opportunity for him to promote an upcoming whoosh show.
I don't think Glenn will want to promote a whoosh show because that's a different company to his.
Ultimate Strongman.
Glenn runs Ultimate Strongman.
Whoosh show.
I have asked Glenn to come on a number of times, and he's more than welcome to come on, and I'd love to help him promote his shows, but I've asked him a number of times and he's ignored me, so there we go.
Liz, get a blue rinse. Ginger Liz incoming.
Not ginger. Not that there's anything wrong with gingers.
No, but you know, I leave it to the natural redheads. Here we go. Super chat from Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. I used to love Eddie, but I've honestly lost a lot of respect for him because of how he's acted the last couple of years leading up to this fight. And that's a shame. I think the thing is, I think he'd sort of reached peak popularity in Strongman, and he was looking for, you know, a much wider audience. And I guess you kind of have to be an extreme character, and rightly or wrongly, I'm not making any excuses or anything, but I can see like what he's doing. He's getting people's attention. Same thing with who are those, Jake Paul? Yeah, people like that.
He's become good at being talked about, whether it's good or bad. People are talking about him, and he's earning good money from it.
Yeah, but sad for Strongman fans who obviously don't want to align themselves with that. And that might be a lot. I think I'm trying to be politically
fair enough. Yeah.
Like, I get why he's doing it, you know.
It's not something you would do.
God, and if you were like, Liz, I'm going to do that, I'd be like, I beg you not to. But please, Lozzie, no, I can't live my life like that. Just seems very stressful to me.
Chris Wright thinks I want you to go red.
I think you do, but this isn't the first time you suggested it. Like,
it's like having a change, isn't it?
Liz, your meme game on is top notch on Instagram. Thank you. Do you know what? I don't make a single meme, but loads of people send me memes, and it's brilliant because I'm just like, I
You do
love
get sent
it.
a lot of memes. Don't you?
Do you know what? It might have been memes that got Rauno to World's Strongest Man.
We should talk about that in a bit.
Very
I mean,
powerful
the
memes.
29 athletes that have been announced for World's Strongest Man.
let's
If you guys want to ask questions, let's focus on Britain's Strongest Man. If you want to know, it was a few weeks ago. Arnold's World's Strongest Man, because we know 29 of the athletes. Europe's Strongest Man is coming up, and obviously Eddie versus Thor. These are the things we're talking about. We're off to Dubai on Tuesday.
We are. Oh, God help us all. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. With the athletes having been announced World's Strongest Man, excluding one, is there any early predictions? It's impossible. Until we know the groups, we don't even know who's going to be in the final. Like, there's a few,
I think
pretty safe guesses.
I think for me, I think the favourites are going to be like Lysis.
Definitely.
I think Tom Stoltman. I think
a healthy Mateusz.
Yes, if he can get himself fit and healthy. Novakov obviously has a lot of stuff going on. I'd love to see him in shape and compete at Worlds. I think, there's so many. I'm looking forward to seeing how loads of the guys do. Evan Singleton, I think, he's not made the final yet, but he's done exceptionally well in a lot of the one-day shows. And this year he seems to be focusing just on Worlds pre-Worlds is just focus on that. But there's so many great athletes. I mean, it's a shame that JF won't be there. That's obviously.
If I just had to pluck a name out of the air right now, I'd say Martins.
I think Martins. Martins. When you look at the last two comps he's done and how consistent he's been over 10 events, there's really no weakness there.
But we need to see the events in the final.
Absolutely, and. I think there could be a changing of events this year at Worlds.
Yes, and if they are what I'm guessing they are, I think they'll suit Mateusz and Tom, the taller athlete.
I think it's going to be really interesting, and I think the format at Worlds suits Tom a lot more than some of the one-day shows do. So, I think it's looking at the lineup we've seen, the 29 athletes, it's really stacked.
Yeah,
and I like that we've got new people. Different areas represented.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good mix this year. I think we've had too many Americans and Brits the last couple
The really
of years.
hard thing it'll come down to groups. Who's put into each groups, and then the events in the groups, because there are certain athletes that you'd think that guy won't do that well in a final, but those events really suit him.
Yeah.
Like some Kelvin de Ruyter. He could be a pain if there's a truck ball or some kind of throw in the heats, which you often get those type of events in a heat. He's going to be a pain.
Cause an upset for, he won't be seeded, but he could cause an upset. Here's an interesting question. At what point will Martins enter your top 10 strongman list? Do you remember a few years ago you did that? And how high do you think he can end up? I think if he can win another World's Strongest Man, he goes in there. He's already won Arnold's and Worlds now. I think if you can get another title in there, he starts to go down as one of the greats. He just people don't talk about him, and then suddenly it comes to comp. He just looks like he's inflated. Yeah,
he looks well prepared.
Inflated.
He does.
He's like
you kind of see. You see Martins a few months out, and you think, he's a strong guy.
I think
then suddenly he's the biceps are peaking. He's looking huge.
And I don't know if it's a psychology thing, but he's always I'm a bit tired in training. It's not going good, but he absolutely brings it in competition. I don't know. Does. Some people need the hype. Some people don't like the hype, and they'd rather people weren't talking about them.
I really think Martins is a great strongman, but he is beatable when you watch him. You look at the Arnolds.
You've only got place one above him in everything.
He only won one event.
Yeah,
and same at the Rogue Invitational. But it's the fact that he doesn't drop points. So it's going to take another athlete to have a really great set of events to come out on top.
Here we go. Oh, no, sorry, we didn't do Dylan because, sorry, Dylan.
Don't ignore Dylan.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Loz's amazing commentary, appreciation, super chat. So much.
Thank you so much, Dylan. I really do appreciate it. Do
you enjoy commentating?
I do. I really like it. I'm talking about a sport that I love.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, is it?
When it's a topic that you're constantly talking about so much, you just feel so comfortable talking.
Yeah, and it's been great because obviously, you guys know how much I love the pro stuff, and obviously I've got my personal history invested into so many competitions, but I'm really enjoying learning about the women's side of the sport and the different weight classes, and I'm learning about more and more athletes. And it's funny because I talk to some women and some men, and they don't always like what the others do. It's like some of the guys don't follow the women, and some of the women don't follow the men.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I genuinely enjoy watching both.
I enjoy both as well. They both bring something different, don't they? Interesting in different ways. Eric, thank you so much for the super chat. Uncle Loz, do you think there should be bench press in strongman comps? There are strongman squats and deadlifts, so why not a strongman version of bench? Also, if you could create a unique event, what would it be?
I've seen bench done a couple of times. I've actually done it once in a competition. Well, I've done it twice in a competition. Once in a team comp where it was a 2-man bench, and then once in an individual comp. And I've seen it in a few other shows as well. So it does crop up. It's just not very common in strongman.
I think it's not the most interesting spectator event. Like for people that train and do bench, they appreciate it. Yes, but you know, we want to see them doing something wacky. Or is that just me?
I think that's just you. I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing a bench in a comp like randomly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to see it in every show
as a regular feature. No, I think.
I think you'd want some kind of twist to it, like benching an axle or just something stupid like that.
Benching 2 refrigerators.
Yeah, just make it look cool. Maybe, do you remember they did the Playboy lift?
Yes.
Just do it with like a bench press instead.
Yes. Do a wives lift.
A wives lift.
Yes.
There we go.
Out there with my camera.
You get some good facial shots.
Yeah, some bad ones.
Also, what event would I like
sorry.
to...
What was your unique? Sorry.
If I could create a unique event, what would it be? What would I create? I'm really not very creative. That's my problem.
No, he's not. I'm not either.
It's become a meme now, and I keep going on about a backlift. I genuinely like to see a backlift at a contest, maybe like the Strongman Classic or the Arnold's. I think that's the place for that type of event because visually it's not the most exciting event to watch. You know, they're moving it a little bit.
Pretty small range of motion.
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to see it all the time, but just as a one-off, I think it would be quite cool.
Question from Ryan: when will Giants Live be coming in NIC? I wish you guys came. They are talking about coming back to America. Obviously, the last couple of years have really put that all on the back burner. But talking to both Darren and Colin, there is plans to start traveling again with Giants Live, which we'd all love to see, wouldn't we?
Absolutely.
Gives us more excuses to come to America.
I'd love to see Strongman back at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
they did a show there at one point. It'd be cool for us to be able to go there.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't get to go.
No, how rude. Brunette Liz makes my Loz and Liz mug obsolete. No, look, I'm starting to brighten up again. I'm starting to look like Mug Liz. Or am I just a mug?
Bit of both.
Bit of both. There we go. Oh, Noah Bond. Thank you for joining, Noah.
Hey, Noah. You met Noah on the weekend at the Arnold's.
I met him at the Arnold's. There we go. Yeah, see, someone here understands. Monica, I met her at the Arnold's as well. Liz always looks great, but I totally understand wanting to check your own picture. Thank you, Monica. It's just, especially
the women understand more than the men, don't they?
It's going on social media and you can't take it down, can you? They could have picked better captains. Well, they're big names in the sport, Yeah. I don't think it's about current best. It's about what's going to attract
it's about entertainment,
an audience.
Yeah.
Brian, can anyone beat Martins? Thank you for the super chat. I think you answered that in another question. But...
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Brian. Yes, Martins is beatable 100%. Everyone is beatable, and I wouldn't say Martins is as dominant as some of the people that we've seen in the past.
No,
and I think we've got strength in depth right now. But Martins is very consistent, which is why he's such a good performer.
And he prepares so well as well, doesn't he? Yeah. Do you want to address a comment? I'm so sorry, Dan Hip, because you're going to think I'm picking on you if you hear this. But apparently, Dan made a comment about Martins being disorganized in his preparation or something like that.
When did Dan say this?
I don't know. I
haven't seen Dan say this, so I don't want to comment on it.
Okay. I've seen it in more than one place. People are a bit upset by it. But
Martins clearly knows how to peak for competition, and I think
you only see what people choose to show you as well.
So sometimes people show you everything, other people will keep I never show people all the training that I do. I'm pretty honest with like the numbers that I do, so I might throw out a bench press 180 kilos or something. It's nothing special. But then I'm not showing you all the kind of smaller exercises that I'm doing all the time and the assistance work. I do occasionally on videos you come and record me at. But you don't know what people are doing behind closed doors. And Martin's clearly prepares well. He doesn't just turn up like that, jumping off the sofa.
No, not like you when you won Europe. Paul, thank you for the super chat, Paul. Hi from Melbourne. Now, do I say that right? Because someone said I say Melbourne with an American accent. But I sound very British.
You just got an American accent.
How do you and other strongmen make the most of your time during rest periods between sets?
Most strongmen, myself included, are just lazy between sets.
By watching it on camera.
I'll tell you the slowest person I ever trained with was Eddie Hall. I actually felt like I needed to warm up again between sets.
Really?
He would take absolutely ridiculous long rest periods. One of the things, even when I give athletes training plans, and I do actually put rest periods into their training, but sometimes I'll say to them, look, you're training for strength, particularly as things are getting heavier or you're getting close to a competition. I'll say take as long as you need, because unlike bodybuilding where you're just trying to, it's time under tension and you're trying to keep the muscles pumped, for strength you need to be mentally prepared as well as physically for lifting really heavy weights. So my kind of go-to answer is just take as long as you need.
Yeah.
When you go to a competition, you will have long gaps between lifts. So it's actually not a bad thing to learn to wait 15 minutes between a lift.
Yeah.
Which can seem like a ridiculously long time in the gym. These days, it's easy to do stuff in that time. You just go on Instagram and scroll, which is, it's not always a good look in the gym. These days, I'm normally replying to clients in between sets, but my training's a bit different now. When I was trying to focus on being a top level athlete, I'd leave my phone in the bag. But now I just make the most of my time. But yeah, it's going to vary. My assistant staff, the rest period is much shorter. When I'm going heavy powerlifting or focusing on like a big 1 rep max or a big kind of set of reps, I tend to take a lot longer between rest periods and sets.
Cool. Another training question. Thank you, Alex, for the super chat. Which exercises are best for increasing lockout strength on the deadlift?
Often it can just be poor mechanics from the start position. So making sure your technique is right is going to be your first kind of area to look at. If that's all good, and then you're going to distinguish where the weaknesses are. Normally, if it's at lockout, you're looking at weaker glutes, hamstrings. Rack pulls can help done a certain way. I prefer full range movements like deadlifting with bands. So you're actually getting more resistance as you get up towards lockout. I really like isometric type movements where you kind of pull against like some bars. So you're not actually moving the bar. You get to like your sticking point and you're pulling as hard as you can against it for 5 to 6 seconds. Then doing some speed work. Various work on your glutes and hamstrings is going to help, but making sure your technique is right is the first key. So often you'll find people pulling from the floor, their hips shoot up, and then they're kind of cranking through their back to lift. And you want to make sure you drive hard. It's a combination of like driving with the legs and pulling with the back, and then getting that combination to come through well, so your hip position stays in the right position, and you can hinge through your hips nice and easily. We could probably get way more in depth on that question, but I hope that helps a little.
Please don't.
Liz likes to keep these more fun. We'll save that for a chat with Dan and Dale.
Definitely not a chat with me. Mariana, thank you for the super chat. Will you guys be at the Shaw Classic this year?
No, we won't be at the Shaw Classic, but I think it's going to be an amazing event, and I think it's quite cool that Brian has got the qualifiers now for athletes for next year.
Yes,
a number of my guys are trying to qualify for it.
Yeah,
so
so
we may be there the following year.
There you go. These questions. All right. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. Is that Rachel? Rachel, could Thor be competitive in strongman at 150 kilos?
Absolutely. He could be competitive. I don't think he'd be as strong as he was, obviously.
No.
But he'd still be competitive.
He'd still be very good.
Yeah.
Still be good at the events and everything.
Mm-hmm. Is this even a serious question?
All right. 8 international wins, 0.
Yeah, eight international wins versus, I think he won 1 actually. He did win 1 international, but it was a very, very low standard. That's not even being harsh. It was just, if you go look at the Strongman archives, you can see who people beat. So
how many world records have you had?
I've lost count.
But I think we answered the question. There we go. Oh, let's go on to this one. Kervin, what's the story about Eddie spitting at Thor? Keep hearing, but there's no video. Video is taken down. So
I think I don't know if it's still up or not, but I think what's the beard company?
The Beard Struggle.
The Beard Struggle may have it on their Instagram.
Oh, there you go. Maybe check out the Beard Struggle. I think it was just
I'll have a quick look.
Someone put it on Instagram too early. They quickly took it down when they realized that it shouldn't be out yet, but it had already been yoinked and put on YouTube. But it's now been taken down from YouTube also. But Loz is going to check.
Yeah, it's been taken down.
It's been taken down by the Beard Struggle as well. So you'll see it come out soon, like the proper version of it. But yeah, it was a face-off, do they call it?
It wasn't the official face-off. That's happening when we're out there. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But they just happened to... Yeah.
Eddie walked into the gym. I don't want to spoil it, but there was some spit. And no, I was thinking about Don. Poor Don got a bit hurt, didn't he? But no, we won't go into that. You'll see it soon enough. Okay. Quick, move on. Play me out. Play me out. Oh,
what about this one?
What, this one?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, it's from one of our members.
Oh, okay. No, it's not. Dave, have you seen the documentary that Eddie is releasing in parts? Thoughts from the true humble ones in strength?
Honestly, I don't like it. I didn't like it when it was first put out by Giants Live originally.
No.
I think it's kind of like this is my honest truth, and I'm someone that I do have respect for both Thor and Eddie, so I want to make that clear. And I think they're both incredible athletes. But all this bollocks about, oh, he didn't shake my hand, or the double dipping and stuff like that.
Which kind of answers
you are professional athletes that get a bit heated in a competition. I have been upset with referees and had arguments with referees in competition, as has almost every athlete. We don't always get it right, okay? And in the heat of the moment, sometimes you say stupid stuff. But every single athlete has done that in various different sports. And then you kind of calm down. You think, oh, okay, I was wrong. And you move on. And I just think Eddie's tried to blow it up to make it something much more than it is. And then,
it's hype at the end of the day, isn't it? This is all well timed. He's trying to hype the fight. They need people to watch the fight. They need the viewers.
And people do. And people do. And like,
love it. We all love a bit of tea, don't we?
We're all going to sit there on the 19th and watch it, which is going to be 9 p.m. UK time. It's 1 a.m. locally. It's going to take place. Yeah. And they're going to get in the ring. And this is what I genuinely want. I want them to both get in there, have a great fight, and then settle it. Win, lose, or draw. Guys, let's move on. You're both athletes. Two of the greatest strongmen I've ever met. I thought pulling 435 kilos was pretty damn good. They make me look crap when it comes to a deadlift. But, they're just too similar. That's the biggest issue. They're both so similar in terms of drive, and they're alpha males, and they just want to be the best. So they clash. Yeah. But genuinely, on their own, both great guys.
Someone, I've lost it now. Here we go. 30th athlete, the elusive 30th athlete. We will find out in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, there's been lots of questions about who it could be. Why is it not such and such? Why is such and such not been invited? We know the answers to a lot of these.
I actually know who it is.
What?
but it's going to depend on how they do at something that's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, there you go.
He's a what? Evan will make the final this year. I hope so, because Evan is
Hi Heidi.
Thank you for the super chat, Heidi. Just to wave.
Look at her pretty picture there.
That's lovely, isn't it? Nice to see you, Heidi. Always joining us on a live. Finest Jelly Bean, also a regular. Thank you for the super chat. If you could pick any events for the finals, what would you pick? 6 events, no limits. You can even have a duck walk. You would never pick that, would you?
No.
Come on then, 6 events, I'll say, for the final.
Is this for me or to watch?
To watch this year. Squat.
No.
Deadlift.
I'm...
Axel. Truck pull.
I don't want to give some things away, but there's possibly an event coming up that I am really looking forward to see, and I don't want to say it because...
All right, then just... omit that one. Stop being cryptic.
What would you like to see?
All the things I've said. Truck pull, yeah. A throwing event, maybe.
Would you like to see a throwing event like for speed or for height or for weight?
Probably for weight.
I like for height. I think
Yeah.
visually it looks really cool.
Yeah.
See how high something goes. When these
Yeah.
guys start launching things just stupidly high. I'm not so much of a fan of like 6 or 8 kegs just done for speed.
I think that's actually the most fun to watch, but we know it's probably not the fairest or the best test.
It's the easiest to make a mistake on, I think. But that is, I think a throwing event's always exciting.
A throw, a pull.
A cool vehicle pull of some sort is like, I love seeing a plane pull.
Yeah.
Just being able to tell people you've pulled a plane is pretty cool. I like car flip as well.
Yeah, let's have a car flip.
Is just a cool looking event.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's 3. A natural stone lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4.
I think like just a natural stone load is quite cool.
Yeah. You need something. You need
a big heavy super yoke or something like that.
And you need a squat or a deadlift.
Yeah, one of them.
We don't have an overhead.
I want a cool visual and then some kind of overhead. But I don't want to see long.
Fair, we'd have 8 events.
Yeah, I've said before, I probably have 8 to 10 events and like a 12-man final. Something like that.
So squat, deadlift, and a circus barbell, like with the big globes that bounce.
I like the safe lift. That's quite a cool.
Yeah, safe lift's a fun one that we don't get to see very often, is it? There we go. Lost for 30. Thank you for all you do.
I did a bit of a jokey comment saying I'm going to make a comeback and be the 30th athlete, but that was very much a joke, and some people didn't realise that.
Someone was like, because it was on the announcement for Kevin, like shock 30th athlete. I think they thought you were saying it was a shock that Kevin had
no. I'm very pleased to see Kevin. Kevin definitely is very deserving. Uncle Oz is not deserving at all. And I won't be going.
Honest. Monica asking how you're feeling for tattooed and strong.
Light for me. I'm almost 20. Well, in pounds, I think I'm about 55 pounds lighter than the last time I competed at tattooed and strong.
Yeah.
Feeling, I won't say weak, but I'm not. I think when you've been at a certain level, you always in the back of your mind have that as your benchmark. And I'm not as strong as I used to be, but I'm still relatively strong and I'm enjoying training. That's the most important thing to me. I'm just enjoying it. A lot of people seem to be confused. They think I'm just focusing on powerlifting and I've never done it before. I've won the British Powerlifting Championships a number of times. I had British powerlifting records. I've always just messed about with powerlifting just for fun. And I'm literally doing it now for fun. I've got so many things that I'm focused on. So my attention is like all over the place. And that's why I won't do strongman professionally now, because if I did, it would just be like laser vision. But I'm always going to train, always going to have things that I want to focus on. And powerlifting is just, it gives me a target. I'm not really interested in bodybuilding. I find it a bit boring. So I like the idea of maybe doing some arm wrestling, doing some powerlifting. I want to do this push pull at under 140, which is 308 pounds for our American friends.
Sorry, I've got to let the cat in. She's crying at the door.
And then, so it's bench and deadlift. Then I'm going to try and lose a bit more weight. And then I want to add a little bit of size and compete again at under 140, but in a full powerlifting meet, because I've just started squatting again. And I think the squatting is going to help my deadlift power off the floor, because that's been lacking a little bit over the last couple of years. And I'd like to just put a reasonably big total up as in a full powerlifting meet at under 140. And then I'll probably try and bring my weight down even more.
Good. We're about 20 minutes behind on comments. Lone Gunman, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you believe they should expand the World Strongest Man final to 15 competitors and get rid of the stone off so less people will be booted out of the finals? I personally would love that, because I think the depth of talent now is so great that I don't think 10 is enough. We're going to lose some big names.
I quite liked in 2014 when I competed, they had the top 2 third place athletes go through, or the highest points from 2 third place athletes go through.
Extra group. No, actually.
Not an extra group.
No, 3 from each group then.
Yeah, I mean, you could have 3 from each group. I'm not a fan of the stone off, as people know.
No.
I've never been a fan of that. But I'd like to see all 6 competitors do every event.
Yeah.
And keep that kind of fair. But
3 from each group. Oh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I would love a 15-man final. I think it would make the final way more exciting as well.
Yeah. I understand from the TV point of view needing the groups, because it gives you different TV shows.
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
Yeah.
But you do miss out on
we're
sort of
going to
people.
miss that. And it depends how the groups are stacked as well. I really hope they get, once we've got the 30th athlete, we'll be seeding and doing the groups ourselves. And hopefully
We'll have fun with it.
Hopefully someone from Worlds will watch.
Someone wants World's Strongest Man to bring back sumo wrestling.
Oh no, I think that's I mean, I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's
Have you seen me do sumo wrestling?
Yes, I have. I saw you put poor Mark on his back, but then I saw you get squashed by a younger Terry Hollins. Say no more. Let's move on.
Terry squished me.
He squished
me like a little boy.
Brian, thank you for the super chat. I slipped Auntie Liz some trading cards.
They're really cool. They're really cool. Yeah, they're awesome.
They went straight to him. You're going
but
to.
There wasn't an Uncle Oz one.
That's because you haven't contacted him yet.
Okay.
That's what it was about, Loze. He will contact you, Brian. He's just had you. It's a bit of a crazy week because we know we're going away on Tuesday. We've been hammering it, haven't we?
Yeah,
and trying to spend all our time with the kids as well, so they don't forget who we are. But Loz will contact you, and they are really cool.
They are. Yeah, I love them. I thought they were great,
even without you in them. Max Kitchen, thank you for the super chat. How comes Dale isn't coaching Andy Black anymore?
I'm not 100% sure. That's for them to kind of clear up. But do you know? No. Sorry to.
I only talked to Rauno, yeah. So unless he knows.
I thought Dale was coaching him up for Britain's, so I don't know, to be honest, guys.
Oh, that's quite a recent change then.
Yeah.
We will try and find out and let you guys know. Sorry about that. Script, thank you, Script. What do you think of the chosen events for World's Strongest Man 2017? Seems a bit unusual. The final events.
Oh, the final events. Well, I competed in the final at 2017, and I'll be honest, like Strongman changes every year. So once, like my philosophy as an athlete was always, right, what's the events? So try and find out what the events were. That's the events I've got to train for. So every comp is different. You know, you look back through every single World's Strongest Man, there are changes. There are times where it seems like it's similar, and then suddenly a year later things change. So, you know, there was a squat in the final that year, which is a real good test of strength. There was a Viking press. There was a tire flip. There was a truck pull. There was a deadlift, and there was Atlas stones. So you had 3 powery type events and 3 more athletic type events. I'm not a fan of just 6 events deciding a World's Strongest Man final, but for many years it's just been that. But you can't argue with the events. They're a good set of 6 events to test strength.
Lone Wolf asking if Pavlo is competed.
Which one?
Competing. Yeah. So Kordiaka, yes. Nekonechny, no.
Yeah.
Pavlo Kordiaka, I guess, is a bit of a wild card, but at the same time not. He won
the
official
OSG,
Strongman Games. Is that an automatic qualifier to Worlds? It's not.
I don't believe it's an automatic. No, but
although the guys who've done it have ended up being invited to us, like Luke Richardson, who won it.
If you're an up and coming strongman, it is the contest to enter if you want to get noticed. Like if you think you're good enough to get to World's Strongest Man, OSG is the place to go and prove that.
Video of Liz deadlifting 225 pounds up next week.
It's 100 kilos.
I know.
Okay.
I could do that.
You could do that.
Yeah. My large straps. No, I could do that. That's fine. But it won't. You're not going to see it. Maybe in my Instagram stories. There we go. Derek Wainford. Thank you, Derek. Love the Arnold's videos. Amazing performance by Novikov. I'm having problems with glute strength while squatting. Any tips for glute strength training?
Making sure you're activating them is kind of key. Most people actually have strong glutes, but they're a muscle group that tend to switch off, and you can end up pushing through your toes, so you end up kind of using more quads. Try and make sure when your foot is putting pressure through the floor, it's pushing evenly throughout your foot. I normally tell people heel, big toe, and outside your little foot, but ideally it's just pressure through the whole foot. A lot of people end up kind of pushing through the toes and their heels roll a little, so then you're putting more stress through your knees and your quads. But then there's loads of glute exercises that are going to help you get stronger. Glute bridges, banded hip hinges. I mean, any form of deadlifting. There's lots of movements. You don't need to kind of do like kickbacks and stuff like that. You don't do that. There's lots of big power movements that are going to involve the glutes, but making sure you warm up and activate your glutes pre squats and deadlifts helps a lot as well. Maybe even get like a chiropractic treatment, because sometimes if there's like an impingement from the spinal column where it kind of sends a signal from the brain to various different parts, if there's an impingement at any joint, it can actually have an impact on your performance as well. So I can have a bad session, my glutes can't be firing. I'll go to my chiropractor, he'll do these muscle function tests on me, suddenly adjust me, and then suddenly I feel so much stronger. I've actually had a session once where I think I failed like 280 or 300. And I was like, it was just one of those crappy days in the gym. I was really peed off. Went to see my chiro, and he's like doing his test on me, pushing me around like a little girl, saying, "Oh, your glutes aren't firing." He adjusted me. That day I went and deadlifted like 350 like it was a speed rep. It was just the difference between my body firing properly and not.
No one here has ever seen Grumpy Loz, probably. You don't want to.
They will if they watch the beginning of one of the Arnold videos when I wanted breakfast.
No, I'd cut that bit out.
Oh, did you?
You were too grumpy. Our channel's too wholesome for that. Oh, honestly, it was like effing and jeffing, weren't you, Lozzie? I can't have swear words in the first like 10 seconds of a YouTube
I'm
video.
sorry, but I was just hungry.
Yeah, afterwards, you're fine. Tom, do you think Martins might compete in JS Pace at the Shore Classic? Thank you for the super chat. I think Martins isn't the.
I don't think Martins is even
just throw an extra.
No, I don't think Martins is even thinking about anything other than Worlds right now.
And I think his next competition after that would be the Rogue Invitational.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be really, really selective. So maybe when is the Shore Classic? August. It's only 2 months before.
I think Martins at the moment will focus on Worlds and then decide what he wants to do.
Yeah,
he might go, but
it'd be good to see him.
I don't think he will.
There you go. Okay. Yellow Hawk. Thank you for the super chat. What can we do to discourage the destruction of women's sports through allowing people with the trans mental illness? Oh God.
What can we do to discourage the destruction of women's sports through allowing people with trans mental illness? So I take it he's talking about trans athletes competing.
Yeah, in strongman. So,
I personally, I am a very open-minded person that thinks sports for everyone. However, I do not agree with a man transitioning and competing against women, particularly in a strength sport. If it's darts, who cares? There's no physical advantage. But if I transitioned and competed as a woman,
you'd be really ugly.
I'd be a terrible looking woman to start with. But also,
jokes aside,
I've got 20 years of training physically as a man. My bone structure is going to be different. I'm going to have a huge advantage.
Yeah, of course.
And as a coach that trains a lot of women, a lot of them natural as well, I just think it's unfair. That's my honest opinion. And I know it's a delicate subject, and some people think you're kind of being against people. I really don't. I think, like at the Olympics, maybe we need like another class.
Yeah. The problem is
either you've got to compete everyone against each other, or you have separate
in which
classes.
Case women will be knocked out completely. The reason we have a women's class is because we can't compete with the men. So I think this is a good opportunity as well to say that there are no trans women that we know of competing in the female classes, are there? Not at the pro level, like definitely not. There just isn't. We know there isn't. So, people can say, oh, she looks like a man and everything. Whatever. They're not men. They are women. We know they're women. So
there we go.
Putting that out there to protect. And they're lovely women as well, which is why I get a bit upset about it.
It's very difficult because a lot of female athletes are so scared to say anything about this for being ridiculed as hating.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it's unfair.
There's very passionate people on both sides of the conversation, and it's an emotive topic, isn't it?
It is. I mean, people go on about like the testosterone level and stuff like that. I've got a friend who his test level is so low because of he abused gear and stuff like that. But now his test level is so low. But he is still ridiculously strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So is he test level low enough that
he would pass to compete?
As a woman?
Yeah, it's that low. And yet he's still gonna out squat and deadlift like even Andrea.
Even Andrea.
And Andrea is a freak of nature.
Andrea is a beast. There we go. Spencer, thank you, Spencer. Again, huge pleasure meeting you both and Andrea at the Arnold's. And Loz, appreciate you coming over to the fence during your break to chat. Are you both going to World's Strongest Man this year? No, waiting on a spreadsheet. We're not, just because we've got like so much on. It's just too much travel, isn't it? And too much time away from the kids as well. But we might plan it that next year we can be there. Like, we have been invited by Worlds to go this year, but it's just, you know, a bit too late.
We have some exciting stuff to do with Worlds coming up.
Yes, we do. So watch this space. Worlds have been reaching out to us and like wanting to work with us, which, like, I thought, oh no, they're going to be like, stop giving results, stop taking our views. But actually, they love what we do, which we were quite surprised about. But they really want to help us do it even better. So watch this space. But no, we're not going. Bronchupped. Thanks, Bronchupped. Should have had a box set of mugs, Liz, of all the hair colours. Wow.
We just have to find out what colour people want, and then we'll
I think there's no doubt it's gradually getting lighter and lighter. I think at this point some people would call me blonde, but this one, Storm Bowler. Why was Evan not invited to the Arnolds? He's also my pick to win Worlds this year. Martine's second. Why wasn't Evan invited to the
Evan wasn't invited to the Arnolds because they based this off 2020. Obviously missed out 2021 World's Strongest Man. And Evan hasn't done any of the Arnold qualifiers in the past and stuff like that. So that's kind of the main reason.
This is a list of athletes they've had for a while for this, isn't it? Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there are some of the qualifying events. I saw South African Arnold's is happening. You said Brazil's happening.
Yeah.
So there's opportunities for people to qualify for next year.
Yeah.
But
I think if Evan does really well at Worlds, he will get an invitation to the Arnold.
I don't think he will, because it doesn't work like that for the Arnold.
Maybe for the Rogue Invitational then.
He might do, yeah. But if Evan wants to go to Arnold, he'll probably have to go down the qualifying route, do some of the Arnold qualifiers. But I know from talking to Evan, his focus is he wants to focus on World's Strongest Man.
Yeah. Okay. What's this? Loz will have to start saying with the right set of events. He's only good at right set of events. He's only good at one.
I'm not good at any actually anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
So the comment was right. Daft Biker. Thank you, Daft Biker. Thank you so much for growing this sport. Bless you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
I never think of us as growing the sport, just talking about it and sharing in our love for it.
Yeah. How inspiring was Sly and Arnie to teenage Loz? Extremely. The Rocky films just stood out as some of the first films that really motivated me to want to go in. Actually, I did Kung Fu. That was my first sport. And I used to play the Rocky tunes before going there. Obviously, the Arnold films really inspired me to get into the gym as well. Just both those guys are instrumental in most people my type of age that train.
There's a load of comments here. Dan said it to you on the podcast that you, him and Dale did before Britain.
Sometimes I switch off.
I do that when you're talking about training.
Yeah.
He said it to you.
Did he? Well, that's terrible, isn't it?
How did Loz reply? Let us know. What did Loz say?
I probably was just mooning.
Yeah, which means he wasn't listening. There you go. Dan Hipkiss, explain yourself. Oh no, look, the sex spots are in. Someone wrote earlier that they're only here for the sex spots. Spencer. Also, thank you for introducing the different perspectives and aspects of strongman and strongwoman. Has helped me love the sport even more and feel more invested.
That's so good. Do you know one of the things that I really enjoyed? One of my clients actually messaged me the other day, and he said it's because we introduced him to some of the lightweight classes and the women and stuff like that he got involved in strongman. Because a lot of people just think it's just the heavyweights, and it really is a lot more inclusive now to so many people. And there's gyms now that have loadable equipment that you can just bring the weights right down. So it's become now that a housewife can just try and do strongwoman and strongman and stuff. And
oh God, the cat's going to be sick.
Oh, get rid of your cat.
No, she was just sick on the rag. She's going. I'm going to have to clean that up. Let me leave you with something you can stick your teeth into.
Someone said, is Bobby Thompson not in Worlds this year? Let's start.
Yeah,
with that.
Bobby's in.
Yeah. So I've seen a few things.
I've just got to mop this up.
She's leaving me on my own. Damn cat. Bobby Thompson is in World's Strongest Man this year. He's been invited. He's accepted his invite. he is definitely going. I've seen a few comments from people saying World's Strongest Man aren't allowing people that aren't vaccinated to compete, which is absolute rubbish. The issue for international athletes is to get into America, you have to be vaccinated. So it's not a World's Strongest Man demand, it's a demand to get into America. So people are kind of saying, but oh, well, such and such won't be able to compete. If you're already in America, it's not a problem. So I just wanted to clear that up, because I've seen some people kind of bashing World, saying, why aren't they letting, Zydrunas compete, for instance? Zydrunas' issue right now is he can't get into the country until things change.
Oh, sorry about that.
Did you sort that out?
Yes.
This is an interesting one. I really want to see power stairs in competition. Well, they are coming up at Europe's Strongest Man very, very shortly, which means there's a good chance they'll be at World's Strongest Man, because often the events for Europe's are mirroring what happens at Worlds. Now, I don't know that for sure, but it tends to be that way.
What's all this 6 flip stuff? 6 tire flips?
I think it was a tire at Worlds in 2017. It was 6 flips, but it was a really heavy tire, to be fair.
Okay. There we go. Eddie spitting video.
We don't like spitting.
No. Right. Here we go. Do you think World's Strongest Man and other comps should have more events so the win is more decisive? More static or less? Which events would you like to see in that case? Love you guys. Thank you very much for the super chat. I'm not going to try and pronounce your name. Lebjon
Sandvik.
There you go. Well done, Lossie. I would like to see more events rather than less. I think we already have so few at a lot of the competitions.
Yeah, I think it's getting the balance right. Excuse me. I think for World's Strongest Man, I mean, if you're going to do the heats and the final, you're looking at 12 events. So that is a lot of events. I have openly said many times I'd like to just see a final and 8 to 10 events. But I understand why they do it the way they do, to have more TV shows and stuff like that. I think some shows, when it's like, I've seen some shows with 4 events, some with 5. It's not the best way to decide who is the absolute best, but I think for one-day shows is absolutely fine. It's like some sport, like tennis, for instance. You're going to have 3 sets for a smaller contest, 5 sets for the Grand Slams. So the big contest, I do think maybe we should be looking at 8 events for really deciding who is the absolute best.
Ron chopped, so it's Lala's then, eh, Liz?
He's competing at Europe's Strongest Man, so he needs to prove he's, in good shape, but he's obviously going to be a name that's being talked about.
I'm a closed book. The thing, like, almost a problem that we have is that we do sometimes have access to privileged information, and it's like, so we can't be an all-out gossip channel, otherwise we wouldn't get the information. So it's it puts us in a tricky position sometimes, doesn't it? But
until it's announced, nothing is guaranteed as well.
Certain,
so
no.
Even though Liz seems to think she knows something I don't know, I can guarantee that doesn't mean it's 100%.
It's not 100%. No, definitely
because
not. It
things
does
change in Strongman all the time.
Coming up, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Who else? There's a couple of guys though that
there's a few possibilities. There's a few competitions happening. So
people want to sing the backlift.
Here we go.
There's a good one.
Why is Iron Bibby not going to Worlds? Well, Alex, Iron Bibby has qualified through his performance at the Strongman Classic at the Royal Albert Hall, but Iron Bibby always turns down his invitation to Worlds. So he was officially invited, but he just doesn't have any
Iron
desire
Bibby
to do it.
Wants to keep smashing the log and axle record. That's his focus. I'd love to see Iron Bibby go to Worlds. The fact is, he's been invited and he turned down his invite. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to do Worlds.
No, it's just what motivates him, I guess. He likes going for his record. There we go. New member. Thank you so much for joining us. There we go. Robert. Hi, Robert. Sarah sent the super sticker. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, Finest Jelly Beans joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all the new members.
Yes. Just trying to catch up a little bit. Car flip, trial by stone, power stairs, truck pull, Viking boat backlift.
That's going back a few years.
Motorcycle squat for reps. That's quite a cool set of
That
events.
is a cool
isn't
set
it?
of events. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be so happy that you said that.
Someone said the backlift emoji is worth the $3.99 alone. Thank you. I'm so glad you feel satisfied. Oh dear. Right. Uncle Eggman. That's a great name. Ever fancy being a guest ref at small comps in UK?
I used to referee a lot of competitions. My time's just become a lot more precious to me now. So it's just hard to find the time to do that. I do still try and go and watch local comps when I can. But if you think most weekends I'm working, if I'm not working, I've got an older daughter that doesn't live with me and I want to spend as much time that I can as with her, obviously. So it's just very difficult for me to sort of commit to refereeing like the smaller comps.
There you go.
That one?
There we go. Adam Scott, thank you, Adam. Hey, Liz and Loz, missed your live streams. I've been away dealing with personal issues. All is well now, and happy to see you two again going strong. Cheers. Thank you,
I'm
Adam.
glad things are going well for you as well, Adam.
Yes,
That's
we
cool.
hope life is good. Life is hard for a lot of people right now. It is like cost of living crisis.
God, I put some petrol in today. I was like, what the?
Do you know what? It cost me like £90 to fill up my car.
That's ridiculous.
This is the problem with having a big family and needing 7 seats. Big engine. And Thomas, thank you, Thomas. You've made no secret of your disdain of Atlas stones.
Disdain is a strong word. Disdain is a very strong word.
We'll get back to that. Would you be open to seeing natural stones, be it shouldering platform? It's not disdain of the stone event itself. It's more the fact that it's become almost a requirement to have it as the last event every single time. We have disdain for the stone off.
The stone off as a decider to get through, I'm not such a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Atlas stones themselves, I like. I think it's a cool event. I just get a bit bored of seeing it every single competition.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is. That's why it's quite nice to see a natural set of stones turn up, or stone to shoulder, or just something a little bit different. And
for those that don't know, the reason we hate the stone off is because we actually think it's more exciting when there's more possibilities of more athletes qualifying and it's more of a battle. I said the word more too much then, didn't I?
That's okay. I'll forgive you.
I want more. Are they doing seeding this year? Well, apparently they do it every year.
They always seed World's Strongest Man, and it tends to be based off the last year or two's performances.
Yeah.
So
hopefully,
you're
get the groups right.
Lysis is going to be seeded. Tom Stoltman's going to be seeded.
Brian
will be seeded. Novikov probably. And then
I'm not sure he was last year. Mateusz, I think, will be the 5th seed. You could make an argument for Maxime because he was 3rd last year, but Mateusz has come 2nd the last 2 times he competed.
The only thing with Mateusz is what kind of shape he's in.
Yeah.
That's, if he comes in shape, he's dangerous. And you really wouldn't want him to be not seeded.
God, no. You wouldn't want him.
Could you imagine having like 2 big names in a group and then you've got
Mateusz?
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, that would suck for anyone else.
So you do have to sort of look through things, but yeah, they do seed things.
Yeah, you need like top layer seed, then the next 5 seeds, and then start sort of. We're going to do our own video on that, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to try and decide the groups.
Car walk to a car flip. That would be a cool event.
That would be a cool event.
I've never seen that before.
No, a lot of cars. There we go.
But it's kind of cool, isn't it? Well, you're a strong man. What do you flip cars? That's what else are you going to do on a Saturday or something?
Definitely. Perry, how good was Chloe's lift the other day? And are you having another go at the Dinnies this year? Thanks, Perry.
Chloe was incredible. Like, that was one of the highlights of the Arnold for me.
Yeah,
her lift of the stones.
Yeah, her reaction, the crowd's reaction.
Yeah. She's absolutely brilliant, and what she did was incredible. And yes, I'm planning on going up to Scotland to try the stones again. I was a bit disappointed with my performance at the Arnold's, but to be fair, and I do sound like I'm full of excuses now, but I was pretty tired. I was doing about 20,000 steps a day. My nutrition was all over the place. I was focused on doing the commentary.
You'd be like, he'd come running over. Please go buy me some food.
Yeah, I was just a bit tired in my legs and back, and it just wasn't the best performance I've ever put in on them. I even picked I should have moved them. They were very wide apart. And I was thinking to myself, you really need to move one closer to the other.
This wouldn't have happened if Brett Nicol was there.
No, it wouldn't.
He would have had you sorted. Yeah.
I was just like, and to be fair, Kevin had done such an incredible distance that I was like, well, I'm not going to beat that anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, just lift them and go as far as you can. And I lifted them and like they swung in, and my first walk was worse than my second walk, which is really unusual.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to go up to Scotland and do them properly and actually train for them. I did 2 sessions on these. It wasn't ideal. But no, I definitely do want to go to Scotland and try the real Dinnies again.
Have you seen Terry's bodybuilding updates? We have. Terry's looking
Terry's looking
isn't
amazing. Absolutely amazing. His transformation from where he was to how he looked on stage last time was brilliant. He's looking even better this time.
He's looking a lot better this time around, I think. More muscle and just leaner and better shape all around. We're going to see Terry. He's going to be in Dubai as well. So hopefully we'll get a training session filmed.
That'd be cool.
You and him. Okay. I'm just trying to catch up a little bit. Levi, one of our Scottish friends. If Martins wins World's Strongest Man, do you think he will retire?
No, I think he's still enjoying it. He's still young. I think he wants to go down as one of... Speaking to him at the Arnold, he said he wants to go down as one of the greats. So he wants to win multiple titles.
Loz spitting facts. It's so long ago now, I don't even know what it was about.
There's your naked people again.
Oh, bloody sex bots. Sorry, everyone. Get off. Honestly. Oh, God. There's so many comments.
Colorado awesome sauce.
Oh dear. It's all about the trans thing. You know, when like you got a super chat, so you just read it. And then you're like, oh, shit, what did I just read out loud? Oh. Oh, man. You can start reading super chats from now on. Oh, Julian Blake, I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but yours is blank. So please do try typing again. And look, there he is. You're on him now. There you go. Click him. Great content over the last couple of weeks. Martins is a clever competitor. Reminds me of Brian. Loz, are you saying darts is a sport?
Darts is awesome. Now, I will not hear a bad word against darts. I am a big fan of darts.
I love the darts too. And when Loz introduced me to it, he's like, look, one of the greatest sportsmen of our era, 16-time world champion. And then Phil Taylor sort of hobbited out onto the stage.
Phil Taylor is a specimen, okay? If you guys don't know who Phil the Power Taylor is, make sure you go and check him out.
Yeah, go and watch his walk into I've Got
He's
Power.
one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Athletes?
All right, darts players, but still.
Dear. I cannot cope. Right. Where are we?
I was playing on a local darts team for a while. I'm a bit too busy now, so I've had to stop, but I do enjoy darts.
That comment about Dan was retracted. It was on Instagram.
I don't remember Dan saying this. So
Loz doesn't remember any of this.
I don't. It probably was said, but I don't remember it. The problem is I say stuff now and then I forget, and then people are like, you said this. I'm like, did I?
Yeah, doesn't sound like something I'd say.
Sometimes you just kind of answer without realizing what you're saying. Because I talk to you guys just like you're my mates, and then I forget what I said. And then someone said, Loz said this. I'm like,
I forget where I am.
I've offended far too many people now, and I never mean to. So I offended one of my clients the other day.
Oh, God.
But I'm just a bit like, if I like someone, I'm quite brutal with them.
Yeah, I know.
Because I want the best for them. So, I rather than blowing smoke up people's asses, I'm like, right, we can do this to be better. I think sometimes people are expecting me to be really like, oh, that was amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, we can do better. Because I want them to be as good as possible. Literally, that's the only reason.
Eric, thank you for the super chat. How much longer do you think Mark Felix can remain competitive? He is one of my all-time favorites and is a beast still to this day, but Father Time catches up with all of us eventually.
Mark is incredible. He really is. I mean, he's going to be 56.
Yep, when he competes
at Worlds. Yeah. That's just crazy. When you look at a lot of the guys that he used to compete against that are now long retired, and Mark's still going, it's just it's amazing. It really is.
How long do you think he can remain competitive?
Mark needs a particular set of events to be competitive.
Like a particular set of skills.
Yes. I'm trying to be as nice as I can saying this because I really, really love Mark Felix.
I adore Mark. And I think Mark will happily agree that, I'm not the most competitive at World's Strongest Man level. Mark could do really good in one-day shows, like you say, with the right events.
Mark, when he goes into the Giants live shows, even now gets one of the biggest reactions out of everyone. He's such a popular character that who am I to sit here and say Mark shouldn't be competing?
Yeah.
He's got an incredible grip still. He's still pretty good at some other events. I don't believe Mark should be going to Worlds. That's my personal belief, because I think the way I see it from my own point of view, I think I'm past my best. I could probably still go to Worlds and hold my own. You know, I might find one event that I'm pretty good at.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to win World's Strongest Man. And I tried 11 times, and the best I did was 4th. Mark Felix is on his 17th World's Strongest Man competition. He's come 4th once, back in 2007. It's a long time ago. He's never going to win World's Strongest Man now. We can joke about it and say, you know, he's going to win on his 84th birthday and stuff. But he's not. So I would rather see someone get their first opportunity, because Worlds is hard. And I think having that experience of competing there once helps.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. But for one-day shows and seeing Mark at comps, I think as long as he wants to do it, let him go. He's so popular.
Right, there's a really important comment I need to get to. Frederick, on Friday, I met Liz. I was in the stands behind her and was calling Auntie Liz. When she turned around, I had my phone ready for a pic. She laughed and said no. Guess I caught her off guard. No, you didn't. That is a misunderstanding, Frederick. I remember now, and I know exactly what happened. Andrew said, because what you have to appreciate, I'm deaf and blind.
She really is.
Aren't I, Lozzie?
Well, it's the only reason she's with me.
Deaf and blind. And I remember Andrew saying, is someone calling your name? And then I was saying something like, I don't think so, as I turned around. So I think you saw and actually thought it was no, but I would never do that. I wouldn't.
I can promise you she wouldn't do that. I mean, Liz is a little bit shy sometimes to have a photo.
I am.
But if people come and ask her for a photo, she will always say yes.
Yeah. Hopefully anyone who did come and ask can vouch for that. Vouch.
But I can absolutely vouch that she is deaf and blind.
Thank you, Leslie. I really am. He's like, you need to get your ears tested.
Yeah.
No.
The amount of times I tell her she needs to get her ears tested, the amount of times I'm talking and she's just not listening, might be by choice. But...
I was going to say, deafness has its benefit. Alan, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of the 3-lift rule at the Arnold? I think it makes it too technical, like weightlifting, not strongman. I like rising bar, not 3-lift.
I agree. I like a rising bar. I think I like a rising bar where you're allowed to skip lifts.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like. I think 3 lifts. The issue is the squat took 2 hours with 3 lifts. Imagine if it was 6 lifts,
yeah.
You know, or
I was
more.
Just about to say that.
So
it would last all day.
I think the timing is probably the biggest factor.
You've got the different heights that would need to be adjusted each time for each
Yeah.
athlete.
So the Arnolds have always done it that way. But personally, I'm with you. I like a rising bar, because then we could have seen JF go to some ridiculous numbers, or
I think we all wanted to see 1,000 pounds, didn't we? And I think he was good for it.
Yeah, I think he was too.
Jordan, thank you, Jordan. Have you guys talked with Shivlikov since the war in Ukraine and Novikov's stance? Will world record be seeing him compete much more? Will we be seeing him compete much more? To be fair, we never talk to Shiv because he doesn't speak English and we don't speak Russian. It's more of a hey sort of thing, isn't it, with Shiv? So no, we haven't.
Unfortunately, no. What's happening is terrible. You know, I see these people as my friends, both. You know,
both sides.
They're just people. At the end of the day, they're not governments and stuff like that. They're just athletes. They're just people. So to see what's happening is quite sad. You can understand from their point of view, you know.
Which one?
Novikov's point of view, when his country's being invaded, it must be absolutely awful.
Yeah.
But I don't like seeing politics get into sport.
It is a part of sport, but we've managed, for the most part, we managed to keep it out of strongman, don't we?
Yeah.
But and everyone does just get on well at the top level, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, if our government's decided to go to war, it's not us wanting to go to war, is it?
Of course not. No.
And that's where a lot of it is for a lot of these people. And then there's
the whole propaganda issue as well, and we don't know what people know or
what people are
what
being told.
Seeing. There's so many layers to it. It's such a complex situation, but just feel terrible for anyone who's caught up in it right now.
Yeah.
K-Beast, you think we will ever see Martins at Europe's? No, because he represents the American flag and not the Latvian one.
Yeah.
So he is a US citizen, isn't he?
Yes.
Born in Latvia?
He was, but he's been a US citizen for a long time now.
Yeah, so no. But thank you very much for the super chat. Please collab with Chloe. Well, you did a Talking Strong Woman with her.
We are going to
didn't you?
collab with Chloe.
Yeah, you're going to do a
We'll have a training session together and have a bit of fun.
There we go. Farmer Dave. Thank you, Farmer Dave. Liz, I know Loz is strong, but can he take the shopping all in one go? He could, whether or not he chooses to. Yeah, Loz can take all the shopping bags, can't you? To be fair, I can take all the shopping bags. I'm suddenly super strong when it comes to shopping.
Liz is better than me when we're going shopping.
I am actually. I don't complain about the
yeah, we got a few darts fancy.
The handles. There we go. Yeah, lots of people like darts. It's a pub sport, not a game.
Could Liz lift her own body weight in a strict press? Well, she's more than 55 kilos, so.
First off, how dare you? I mean, I am more than 55 kilos. I'm quite tall. But
at one point you did get down to about that kind of weight.
At one point in 2015-16, I weighed 54 kilos actually, and yes, I could press 55 kilos overhead.
She could push press 55 kilos.
So it's not going up, press, isn't it? Yeah. To be fair, I'm quite snappy when I want to be. Once I was so snappy that I headbutted the barbell. Oh my god, that hurt. It was really knurly as well. Is that a word? Lots of knurling. Does Liz do strong woman? She looks strong. I'm only strong mentally. Not even that. Eroded over years of Liz strong woman. No, she has other skills.
Why does people's heights always come into these chats?
I don't know. People always end up arguing about how tall people are. Script, thank you, Script. What do you think of World's Strongest Man 2021, where they put too many good athletes in Group 5, which resulted in a Novikov loss despite only having 1 point less?
Yeah, we mentioned it at the time. It was a ridiculously tough group.
When we saw the group announcement, we were like, what? Because World's Strongest Man, the current World's Strongest Man, you expect to be seeded.
Yeah.
And with the events and the guys in the group, it didn't feel that way at all.
What did we have? Did we have Trey? We had Bobby Thompson,
Luke, Kevin Ferris,
and
Alexei, and Gav. No. Oh, did it end up being Urban Toits or Gav?
I can't remember the fifth athlete, but those four are all World's Strongest Man finalist contenders.
Yeah. So we were very surprised, and I thought that group was too stacked personally. The problem is as well, when you see some groups, a couple of people get injured in the same group, and that group almost falls apart, and people can almost walk into the final, and then you've got a battle to the death in another one. I guess no one can predict that. Oxy, hi Liz and Loz, great Q&A as always. Any tips on training grip strength? Thank you for the super chat.
There's lots that you can do for grip strength. You can get quite specific with grip and the different types of grip, but if you're just training more for holding onto bars and more, let's say strongman related or powerlifting related, where you're like deadlifting, holding farmers walks, etc. Some of my favorite grip exercises are bodyweight hangs or fat grip bodyweight hangs, so you make it a bit more challenging. Behind the back holds with a barbell. I like doing it behind the back because if you do it in front of you, you can pull the bar into your quads and it makes it easier. You do it behind you, if you pull the bar into your hamstrings, it actually makes it harder because it will start trying to open up your hands. So you actually use a little bit less weight doing it behind your back, but do like 30-second holds, really useful. Holds with farmers, they're all good grip exercises, going to work endurance, work hand strength, and also getting your thumb strong. So I like doing a lot of pinch work to get my thumb strong as well, because that kind of clamps in and is really useful in any type of grip.
A couple of people vouching for me. Jesse got 2 photos of me, and Luke confirming that he was yelling to get a picture. It took quite a bit yelling to get her attention.
I told you she's deaf.
Do you know what? I really suffered in the height of the pandemic when everyone was wearing a face mask. I didn't realize how reliant I was on looking at someone's mouth.
I really struggle
when they
like shops
talk
and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't see their mouth.
I struggle with everyone, even my own kids. I was like, what are you saying? So I genuinely am. Like, I think if I was tested, they'd say maybe about 50%.
Yeah. But basically, we found out like I'm nice to people and you just blank them.
What? Stop it, Lottie. Oh, look what you've done. The table. You're banging things over now. Frederick, I will say Liz is a super great person. She did take my pic with Andrea, another great lady. I'm so sorry that you thought I said no.
Frederick, if you meet Liz again, I promise you, she will have a photo with you, won't you?
Yes, of course I would have
Yeah.
then if
I
I'd
know
known
you-
what
I
was
know you would. I
happening.
know
I
you
just
would have.
genuinely didn't know what was going on.
Just remember, she is naturally blonde.
And how dare you? That's offensive. I'm naturally deaf. Just shake me if you have to. It's fine. Yeah.
Everyone's going, have we seen the Eddie Thor face-off? That isn't the official face-off. They just happen to bump into each other at the gym. It's going to get a lot more heated over the next week, I think.
Yeah. And we're going to be there.
Yeah.
I'll get some good footage for you guys. It's gonna be... I'll be like rubbing the spit off my camera lens.
Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Who do you guys think is going to win? Do you think Eddie or Thor? Let's have a little quick vote.
All right, let's quickly. Vebjon, thank you so much for the super chat. Is it because of sponsors, because of public outrage that strongman athletes don't talk about PED usage? Would love more transparency about it. Mostly sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those subjects where it would be really good to be totally open with people, because I think a lot of people are very, very misinformed when it comes to that side of things. But also for a lot of the athletes, if they do talk about it, they will lose sponsorship deals because of what's the word I'm looking for? The kind of
negative connotations.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was looking for.
No,
that works. That works.
Well. I was only half listening.
Yeah, she's deaf. Yeah, it's one of those things like.
What we need to think about as well, a great example of this. Everyone wants a live stream for World's Strongest Man, but World's Strongest Man make their money from the TV contracts because they don't have massive sponsors like Nike or anyone like that. And why do we think that is, And I think if people were more open, it would be even worse. I do think some sponsors would be like, actually not happy to be associated with that. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it, talking about it?
It is. But I certainly agree there needs to be more knowledge, particularly with youngsters, because it's getting quite scary what some people think is or what they think they should be doing.
Yeah. Finest Jelly Bean. Thank you for the super chat. Darts at World's Strongest Man. Who would win? You got really good at darts.
I think I'd have a good chance. Although I know there's some good darts players. I don't know about the pros. I do know some good darts players that are strongmen. I just don't know any of the pros that are good.
There you go. Eric, thank you. Eric, you both seem to know a lot about the history of strongman. So this is a question for both of you. Yes. We do believe OD was robbed in 1990.
I know there's people that will say rubbish, but yeah, in my opinion, in 1990, OD Wilson was the world's strongest man.
Yeah, that's not a slight on
John Paul was amazing.
John Paul,
but that year, what the hell is a brick race around 100-meter track or 200-meter track with 100 kilos on your back? That's not a strongman event. It's a CrossFit event.
Serial killer. Damn, everyone loves making Liz and Loz uncomfortable, apparently.
We're used to it. It's okay.
Do you know what? After we do a live, I'm mentally spent. Emotionally exhausted. Oh, dear.
15-pound darts coming from World's Strongest Man 23.
Can you imagine? Who decides the groups at World's Strongest Man?
It's a whole committee. It's not one person.
It's like a board of people that decide who's coming, what groups they're going in.
Everyone thinks it's Colin Bryce. It's not. He is involved in selection, but along with a number of other people.
Yeah, he doesn't get to make those calls.
And the final decision comes down to World's Strongest Man producers.
There you go. Adam. Thank you, Adam. Thanks for the great content. My wife and I love you both. Also, I got my first 600-pound deadlift yesterday.
Well done. That's awesome.
Tip from one of your videos.
Oh, great to hear. Well done, Adam.
I know, like those, we almost just sort of slipped them in, but there was a couple of warm-up videos that you and H did together. The feedback from them has been brilliant. People are like, this has changed everything.
If people want to see more videos like that, then I'll get Harry involved because he's a great coach as well. He works with me on a lot of things, and he used to help train me as well.
Harry's quite funny as well once he's up in front of the camera.
He gets a bit. He likes being behind the camera more, but he's good in front of the camera as well. It's a good mixture of people. Some people thinking Eddie, some people thinking Thor. One of them's going to win.
Monica, knowing that I'm a really friendly person that chatted to her for ages. I think Frederick gets it. Here we go. Yeah. What we got? Thor, Eddie, Thor, Eddie.
We'll have to do a poll.
Thor. I hope Thor wins. Thor, Eddie, if his bicep holds, both have detached. Eddie, Thor will win. I think Eddie's got this one.
It's real split, isn't it?
It looks more Thor leaning on our channel, but it depends where you go, I think.
Yeah. I think there's a good
Oh,
split.
yeah, no, maybe it is a good
It looks pretty split to me.
Yeah.
I think
sort of 50-50.
Anyone think it's going to be a draw? And we get a rematch.
Oh, no. No, John promised there will be a winner and a loser, didn't he?
Well, there's 6 rounds, so there could be a draw.
Oh, God. It's not going to go 6 rounds, surely. Surely it would
I
either
think,
be...
like,
go on.
I think if it was done real quickly, I think Eddie would have won quite convincingly.
Right.
I
Just
think
sort
now,
of haymaker in his way through.
Yeah, Eddie's a bit of a scrapper. He's used to fighting and stuff like that, and he's obviously very aggressive. I think
He's obviously very aggressive.
Well, I think now Thor's learned to fight. He looks good. I know, like, it's never good looking at the comments when I've spoken to people that really understand boxing and coaching of boxing, and most people say Thor is a better boxer. He's got a huge advantage in terms of height and reach. And then people are kind of saying, well, Eddie's the more powerful. Well, they're both bloody powerful. I wouldn't want to get hit by either of them. And I think if Eddie can get in there quickly, he could knock him out. I do feel if it goes longer, I think that reach could become an advantage if Thor can keep Eddie away. But who knows? They're both very, very powerful. They are both very determined, very pig-headed. I think, what will be I think this could be an issue. I think if someone gets hit badly, as fighters, they'll want to continue. The referee may end up stopping it.
I think it'll end up being stopped.
That would really piss both of them off.
Yeah, it would. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Here's a more light-hearted comment from Erebus. Oh, and here I have been training with a brick backpack. Keep going. You never know. It could make a comeback.
Never know what's going to turn up.
Script. Thank you, Script. Dinner with Eddie or Thor? Who would you pick?
I've had dinner with both. They're both
for entertainment value. I pick Eddie.
Eddie's definitely funnier.
No offense, Thor.
No. Yeah, I think.
If I want to be entertained with my meal, Eddie. If I want a quiet night, Thor.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'd liked one more than the other because they're just very different people, aren't they? I don't think you can compare them.
No, it depends. Like you got like friends that the loud kind of funny friend, and then you got the friend you might talk to a bit more, and you're a bit more like, have a serious conversation with.
Yeah. Liz, when will we be getting Talking Strongman with Loz, please? I promise it will come. It's just we went through a phase like got nothing to make videos about, and now suddenly there's like too many videos to make. I can't keep up. But after we're back from Dubai, I will slot it in before Europe's, hopefully, because I was supposed to do that when we got 100,000 subscribers. Matt Higgins.
We could do it when we get to 200.
Yeah. Oh, might be a while. Thank you for the super chat. Would you like to see something like shot put in World's Strongest Man?
I've seen shot put in some competitions. Champions League have done it a few times.
Highland Games do something.
Highland Games do a lot of throwing events. I personally wouldn't like to see it in certainly not in World's Strongest Man. But I have seen it done in comps. It's a very particular event, I think some of the guys would be quite good, but you could get a good thrower that's just going to come and destroy everyone at that type of event.
Just trying to catch up. Both amateur boxers, yeah. Usually the cocky fighter loses. Game of Thrones sucks. Debatable. Game of Thrones was brilliant until the last season.
Yeah, the last episode wasn't great.
It's Frederick.
Sorry, Loz, tried to cheer for you on the dinnies, but lost my voice Saturday shouting. Look, I nearly lost my job as a commentator shouting for Andrea and some of the other athletes on the Saturday.
No, the Friday night.
The Friday.
Yeah.
It was absolutely mental.
Yeah, I've only just got my voice back. Adam, thank you, Adam. Plot twist. The fight turns into a tag team wrestling match where Brian shows up with Eddie and Martine shows up with Thor. Would be awesome. That would be great. Or maybe Obi and Loz.
That would be funny.
That'd be brilliant.
Special guest referee. Stone Cold comes in.
I'll be a ringer.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Can you imagine?
It's going to be interesting to see like the split in the crowd there.
Well, we know a lot of English guys are coming over.
Eddie's got a lot of support going out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Larry Wheels is going to be out there. And there was
Who's he cheering?
he's
for?
openly supporting Thor.
Wow, I knew there was a whole ripping off the head thing, and then Eddie made that awkward video, and he's like,
No,
"Where was the support
he's
from me?"
openly supporting Thor. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, the original reason for the fight, can I fight it? I'm just like, nah. But the fact that we're here now and we're into fight week, and
that was 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
It is, isn't it?
And I think the fact that we're into this and hopefully they're going to settle it. It's a great time viewing wise for the UK. 9 p.m. UK. They're going to be fighting at 1 a.m. local time.
Yeah.
I think it's around 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. And I just hope that at the end they're both okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to see anyone get seriously hurt. And I just hope they can both walk away happy with what they did.
They can't.
No.
There's no like someone is going to be
disappointed.
Yeah.
I hope whoever it is isn't sharing the hotel with us. Press cat, thank you. When Brian's home
us too. Moving on.
I think Brian's home gym costs more than most people's
We're going to need a lot more super chats before we get a home even worth as much as Brian's gym.
As much as his dumbbell collection. Oh dear. I've got to laugh.
I don't know why people find those videos so interesting.
Oh, people! It's the same reason people used to watch Cribs and
I guess.
Pimp My Ride. People love a bit of blame.
There's a question for us. Who's the shortest guy to be on the podium at World's Strongest Man? That's a tough question. I know 6 foot is the tallest winner, or shortest winner, sorry. Not the tallest.
Surely it's still Gary Taylor. Like when you think about the podium.
I'm sure Gary's not 6 foot. Like I know he's listed as 6 foot, but he's not 6 foot.
I'm not convinced he's 6 foot either. I think they look at it and go, oh, we'll give him an extra inch or two.
Us men need that extra inch, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't. I think.
Where's Eloa?
I'm sure he will know.
My facts and stats man will get right on it for you. And we'll let you know. Gary and see Lalas and actually Lalas must be the shortest on the podium. Was he on the podium in 2000?
He was second, yeah. He's under 6 foot. That's a good
He's 5'10", isn't he? Lalas. Oh,
it could well be Lalas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Someone said Eddie has T-Rex arms. Well, that's ridiculous. Eddie was a great deadlifter. He has long arms. Eddie doesn't have as short range as people think. Here we go. Giants Life Strongman. Here we go. We need to get this one up.
What about a wrestling duo of Loz and the meanest wrestler in British history? Loz's mum. Loz is an amateur, but Mummy Shahlaei is a behemoth.
I wouldn't mess with Mummy Shahlaei.
Good evening, Colin Bryce.
That woman is lethal.
And just for those not in the know, I mean, people will put whatever they want on someone's Wikipedia, and for some reason they put that Loz's mum was a professional wrestler. Obviously not true. They also put that our 4-year-old daughter came third at last year's Shaw Classic.
They did,
don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Certainly don't believe everything on Wikipedia. Or anyone's Wikipedia for that matter.
You're going to see all sorts of weird edits pop up now. Pop quiz, Loz. Luke Stoltman tied for the best ever UK result in the Arnolds with who?
Glenn Ross.
Well done. Don't test Uncle Loz. Uncle Loz knows what he's doing. Do you know the difference between Austria and Germany, though, Loz?
Do you want to answer that one?
Simon, did we find out if Rob Kearney is actually gay? Surely the random on Instagram was onto something. Well,
it's all fake. He's not gay at all.
It's all fake. It turns out Joey's an actor. Yeah, for anyone who missed that, someone accused Rob.
What is your cat doing behind the TV?
I don't know. Someone accused Rob of not actually being gay because if he was gay, then he wouldn't have any testosterone. I mean,
how does that even work?
Not everyone's a scientist, Lozzie. I don't know.
I'm actually really confused by this.
Some people are thick, aren't they? Like freedom of speech and all that, but Christ.
Yeah, some people do say silly stuff. Me normally, but hey ho.
Me frequently. Come on, not about science and stuff I don't understand. Matt Higgins, what do you think of Anthony Furman's treatment of Jessica Fiffin and his shit talk of Strongman Corp a few months ago?
This is one for you because I didn't read it.
Loz is never in the loop with anything. I think, oh God, like I feel like I've got to give my opinion. So I've spoken to Anthony after all of this, and I don't think like Anthony was I think there was a bad guy in all of this. I'm not going to name names. I don't think Anthony was that bad guy. I think he's been guilty by association a lot of the time.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Colin.
Shit talking to Strongman Corp a few months ago. So I know that Anthony has a lot of problems with the way Strongman Corp is run, and you know, he's sort of putting his money where his mouth is and being the change he wants to see with Clash on the Coast, in as much as they're doing away with the pro card thing, everyone gets paid. So the things that he's complaining about, I think Anthony's created a corporation to actively fix those issues.
Anthony's trying to really help the women's side of the sport and the lighter weight classes grow massively. That is fact. He's a very emotive person.
I really like Anthony. I like Anthony too.
But sometimes he says some stupid shit.
Yeah, and like he has become much less reactive. He's really worked hard on that.
He's just a very responsive person. Like you ask him a question, he gives you an answer.
Yeah.
And then he thinks about what he said.
Yeah.
Which I do sometimes too.
I do all the time, to be fair, but I'm not as strongly opinionated as Anthony.
And then sometimes you end up upsetting people. I mean, we've met Jessica. She was really nice.
Yeah.
And if she's been,
it made me really sad to read the Jessica blog. I felt awful that anyone ever felt that way in this sport, because it's not what this sport is about. So I do feel terrible for her. I don't think it's all Anthony's fault though, or Anthony. Oh God, bloody sex bots are back. Yeah, I think I've covered that.
Yeah,
and you don't know as much about it as I do. You don't gossip like I do.
No, I'm just in my own little world.
Yeah. Dylan,
nice happy bubble that I live in. Yeah. It's great.
Best lift from any athlete at the Arnold show. Thank you for
Andrea's deadlift, followed by Chloe's stones. I'll tell you why Andrea's deadlift, because Andrea beat what 2 former world's strongest men pulled on that.
On that bar. Yeah, Magnus
she did more than Magnus Samuelsson and Phil Pfister did on that bar. And, you know, that's truly incredible. And, I mean, Chloe, what she did was just unbelievable. And it was such a cool moment because Arnold was there recording it, put it out on his social media.
Yeah.
And, you know, her reaction was amazing. In terms of the men's competition, I thought Novikov's dumbbell. I thought Novikov's stone to shoulder, the way he got the stone up to that last kind of second was pretty cool.
Yeah.
JF's squat was awesome, but to be honest, JF had so much more in him on the squat.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was awesome, but
you didn't get to see what he could do. Effort, yeah.
So I don't know. It was all good.
It was all good.
Loz is 195. I'm not. I'm 188. But there you go. See, you never know what you're going to read on the internet.
Loz is 188 centimeters. There you go. Short.
Tiny. 6'2".
If Loz trained at Castle Shore Home Gym, how hard will it be for him to leave that iron paradise? Thank you for the super chat.
Hopefully I get a chance to train there one day. That'd be cool to go and train with Brian.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Orange.
Out of context. We don't really understand what's going on. Quick, find something else to click on. Find something else to click on. There you go. Much more wholesome. Just want to find something else. Oh, dear. So if you're gay, you don't have any testosterone. Apparently, that's what someone was saying.
Oh God, I'm not even going to get into that.
No.
Luke's log was cool. Yes, Luke's log was very impressive. Luke had so much more in him on the log. He made 470 pounds look easy.
Yeah,
really did. I'd like to see him push the log a bit at Europe. So I know, talking to Dan, they just want him to win.
Yeah,
but as a fan,
you want to see what's
I want to see what Luke can do.
Here you go. One from Colorado, awesome source. Will Loz ever compete in Masters? Maybe.
Would
you do OSG Masters?
Probably. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm not really bothered, but you never know. Like honestly, when it comes to my training, I just want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be a pro anymore where it's laser vision and you're trying to push your body to extreme limits. I'm enjoying being lighter. I'm enjoying trying to get fitter and look a bit better. Like my fitness is so much better right now.
Yeah.
And I just want to train because I like training. So if that means I see a comp and I'm like, oh, I like the look of those events, I might enter it. It's got one event that I'm good at, something like that.
There you go. Right. Should we just do like 2 more questions?
Sure.
Because I feel like we've been sat here forever.
It's been a long one.
Here we go. Oh, I accidentally clicked on the same one. Hold on.
We did say you're deaf and blind.
Yeah. Oh, I think I accidentally got rid of the one.
What did you do?
I deleted it.
What did it say?
It said, who will be the first to deadlift 505? We've got the Deadlift World Championships later this year. Do you think it will go?
Not this year.
No,
I don't.
Rono Hainler will be the first guy. Don't look at me like that. How dare you? There you go. I believed you'd get to Worlds. He's going to Worlds.
I'm glad he's going to Worlds. I'm glad he's doing the Deadlift World Championships.
And he's doing Europe.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, get that. Would you consider single consultations, $100 for a 30-minute call, for example? Say I have several questions but wouldn't warrant full coaching.
I thought about it before. It's just time frame for me is probably the biggest issue. But
what people don't see is when Loz isn't filming with me or at the gym or playing with the kids, he is on his phone constantly replying to clients, aren't you? Like from the minute he wakes up to when he goes to bed. So it is a time issue because when you go away and do, like after this live, he'll have 20 messages to get through, won't you?
Probably. Let's have a look.
He's going to check now.
It might be quieter because it's Sunday night. There's a few still.
Yeah, it's not too bad. If this was a Monday, it'd be a different story, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I did get caught up.
What's your answer then, Lasso?
It's something I'll think about.
Okay, there you go. Maybe just slide into his DMs every couple of months. And to answer the people's questions that have just joined, because we are going to be going now, we did talk about the Eddie and Thor thing near the start of the video.
We are going to be heading to Dubai on Tuesday. So we've got
You're co-commentating, aren't you? With Barry Jones.
Barry Jones. He is a boxing analyst. Obviously, I know the history between Eddie and Thor.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know that we can really call it a boxing match.
We will know,
but it's a celebrity boxing match, and I am excited for it. I think it's going to be good. I think they're both so hungry for it.
Anxious.
I think what I don't want is the build up to be really exciting, and then it's just a bit of a flop.
Yeah.
I know both of them well, and I know that they will give it their all. So I'm hoping we see a good fight.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But as always, we will take you guys with us. We've had a couple of super chats sneak in. Loz, I want to see your live reaction to the Thor and Eddie almost fighting on. Oh, it seems the video's been
has Matt put it up now, has he?
Yeah, so it was put up earlier on a channel, and the promoters demanded it be taken down. So I don't know if this video is going to stay up or not, but we will see. So Loz has already seen.
I've seen it already. Yeah,
we saw it earlier. And we do talk about it and our thoughts about it earlier in the video. So if you go back and watch, you will get to see that. Jiminy Crickets, better athlete, Adam Smith darts champion or Andrew Bagley ping pong champion?
I've met Andrew Bagley a number of times. So, he's
Jiminy Crickets. We know Michael, who is Jiminy Crickets.
We do. It's
do you want to give him an answer?
Adam Smith is no Phil the Power Taylor, though.
No, I'm surprised he chose Adam Smith.
There's plenty of better British darts players.
Here we go. Steady state, Liz and Romark collab. Actually, if everyone's travel plans go according to plan, we will see them in Estonia in June, Martins and Romark, because I think they have also been invited for Rauno's 40th. So Yes, watch this space. There you go.
There we go.
Are we all caught up? Yeah.
I think
Right,
we're
guys,
good.
we're going to love you and leave you. Thank
Have
you
an
so
amazing
much for
week,
joining
guys.
us.
Thank you for all the new members that have joined us as well. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We hope you've enjoyed our little chat tonight. It's been fun.
Smile and wave.